Welcome to Married to Movies. Industry insiders John Russell and Tracy Kring live and work happily in cinematrimony. They're sharing behind-the-scenes adventures of writing, producing, and appreciating films.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning, babe. How you doing?
I've been feeling kind of out of sorts, having some intrusive thoughts and things.
Right.
Sitting down to eat lunch, and my intrusive thought said I didn't deserve to eat.
I didn't deserve to eat. My God, you sound like a Republican.
Triggers are there for a reason, so that you can investigate what the hell's going on and what's wrong with you. And
well, you said something interesting. You said that it was based on survival.
Honestly, something that happened yesterday really helped me turn the corner.
The story of panic and despair. I hope we have some music playing during this. Panic and despair music.
Would that be like music from
Interstellar?
I was leaving for the doctor and I needed my purse. We couldn't locate it, and
No.
I knew that I had left it right by my bedside table. You know, that's the thing. Purses are really annoying in that there's not like a place that purses necessarily go.
Well, look, you've switched everything over to this new purse because the other purse was too large.
February 11th, I sent my mother a picture of this purse because she bought it for me a very long time ago. It's kind of like some kind of knockoff purse, but it's actually really well made and nice. I know this because we had to look at the time date stamp.
We did an investigation. There was a forensic team in here to try to figure out where this purse was.
I was like, well, my purse was definitely in this house on the 11th.
And then you found another picture
of it on the 12th.
On the 12th.
Because I was trying on an outfit saying I would never wear this.
Right.
And you snapped.
And you were like, look, there's the purse right there. I see it.
It was in the floor right in front of my bedside table. I had loaded it up for Europe and our passports were in it.
If we did not find this purse, no one was going to Europe.
You were seething, and I kept asking you, like, well, what else am I supposed to do?
Right.
I have to pull everything out of this drawer.
Right.
We have to find this.
Right. She didn't lose the purse. We have to find it because it's our purse. She didn't lose it.
It was right here on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't touch it.
She did. She had evidence. We have pictures.
I mean, I was blaming you because you had cleaned up. I assumed that you had put it somewhere. I go, well, what else are we supposed to do? And you go, something that we think is true is not true. I pretty much ignored everything you said and made you go through all of your shoes.
And I was about to have to go down to the trash.
Maybe what you said is brilliant, okay? The thing we think is true is that purse was in front of my bedside table.
Right.
We have photographic proof.
We had concentrated our search in the bedroom. Though
now,
we had
looked over here.
We had looked over here too.
What if the thing that's not true is that it was in front of my bedside table last?
Right.
Over here there's not a lot over here. It's just furniture. Like I'm just gonna pick up everything and look through everything just like I was doing. You know, my underwear drawer on the bedroom side of the loft.
Just
so
rip everything up, just like you did over there.
There's a lid to a Christmas tub because we just put all the Christmas shit away.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved the lid, and that revealed in the daybed behind me,
slid down,
and the decorative ironwork there was a little patch of brown. And
spoiler alert,
it
was the purse.
Are you freaking kidding me?
It was. And it was blocked by
the Tupperware.
The blue lid. So we couldn't see it.
Neither one of us remember
No.
how the purse got over here.
It got over here.
You're really good about these kinds of little sayings. Something that you think is true is not true. I was like, I don't know. Do I really want to go on this trip or not? I'm not in a great mental health place right now. And
it's not convenient. And it's expensive.
Right in the middle of everything,
and exactly.
I don't have to go per se. So I was just like, I don't know if I should be doing this. And searching for the passports, basically. I was fervently searching for the passports in a way that told me I actually do want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I actually am looking forward to it. It's just an emotion that I haven't allowed myself to have. because I guess I feel like I don't deserve it. You know, all those intrusive thoughts I'm having.
Right, right.
What do I think is true that's not true? And like, I'm living a whole life around something that I'm convinced is true, so convinced that we're talking about maybe going to some consulate or something, or how can we get 1-day passports, you know, like we're convinced like all hope is lost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, actually, there's just this one little piece of information
Right.
that if you changed,
Mm-hmm.
or not even changed, that if you just replaced
Right.
one piece of information,
Right.
everything around that could unlock itself to you. And I was just like, okay, well,
it was an interesting experience for me because I had to stop my urges of, you know, just raging, you know, and blaming and things like that, because I knew it wasn't going to help the situation, and it was just going to upset you, and because you were already upset and I was upset, and I was just as upset that all of the cleaning that I had done was getting messed up.
Yeah, I think that's a really bad thing that we do in general. People do with each other when you're in a partnership or in a team with someone, and you weaken your partner.
Right.
And the only thing that you blowing up would have served to do is weaken the situation.
Exactly.
You both get weaker, and like, let's not do anything to weaken the situation. We have to be strong. We have to be determined, you know, so don't do things that will weaken your partner, because they're your partner.
Right.
You need them.
Right. Speaking of partners, we said that every week we were going to sort of feature somebody that we were working with on our movie Sky Valley. Last week we talked about Anthony, and I really want to talk about the other person that made this movie just absolutely happen in an incredible way. Morningstar, she was cast as the lead. This is a difficult part.
Well, I don't know if it's difficult, but it's taxing. It's a lot.
Yes.
Like, you have to go from perfectly normal mom who's struggling mom, you know, who's trying to give her daughter a good life, to the depths of despair.
Oh my God. I mean,
and insanity.
No. And I remember she said, like, I can't cry anymore. I've cried so much in this.
Well, it was kind of a joke, because it was like, you know, and then you're going to do this, and then you're going to this, and then you cry some more.
yeah, exactly. Right. But the thing,
there is a joke. I got to tell the cry joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a dream sequence, and it was getting shot in the White Sands. And Bianca, our DP, was shooting this. Yeah, she had the easy rig on, and she's like on her knees, and she's like
crawling,
this, pointing up at Morningstar.
Right.
And then
like the light is
sunset,
unbelievable behind her,
she's
and
like,
the sand's coming up. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, Morningstar's like looking.
It's like Lawrence of Arabia shit, folks. Yeah.
And then Bianca just goes, cry.
just
this
like
was not
just like push the cry button, cry.
This was not an expected thing. Like,
right.
Morningstar had no prep time on this.
No.
It was just already rolling in the middle of a take. Bianca calls, cry.
Yes.
And Morningstar
starts crying.
Yeah.
She just starts crying. Yeah.
Although she was inside thinking it was very funny.
Yeah.
And I have that snippet, because she was rolling on that.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. And Bianca's so flatly, cry.
It's like something that she was thinking, and then she actually said it. It was but Morningstar was also a producer on the film.
Yeah.
And she brought she's a director and a producer and a writer, and you know, all of these things of her own projects.
Really, really smart.
Oh my God, she's so brilliant.
She's really smart.
She's really brilliant. And the thing is that you look at her resume, And it's like, wow. Oh, she's in Westworld and she's in Outer Range and she was in Echo. And so, I mean, my God, she's like DC here. Oh, no, actually, that's Marvel.
Morningstar had worked with crews and stuff there, and had met some people that she really enjoyed working with,
Mm-hmm.
and brought people like hair and makeup and wardrobe, and like this movie is an ode to her talent. So whenever we decided to direct this film, I really wanted it not to be co-directing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted us both to be directors.
Right.
I don't think co-director is a thing that we need to create.
No, we were both directors.
It doesn't take two people to create one director. It's two directors.
Right.
And Anthony even pointed out that he was a little wary of that at first.
Right.
But
well, he didn't know. Yeah, there's this fear, I guess. Like, well, what if one person says this and then one person says this? Who am I supposed to follow? When you're directing Morningstar, she has a plan.
There was a scene, and the dialogue was purposefully vague.
Sure.
To create some mystery, but I had no idea until I saw the actors acting it out.
How vague?
How vague, and what it was creating with its vagueness.
Right.
Was a totally wrong message to create.
Right.
So I go up to Morningstar and I go, I really don't know how this is happening as a writer, but the way that this is coming off is saying this. And she's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I didn't get that from the script.
Right.
But it's happening.
Right. So we have to make an adjustment here.
Right. We have to figure out how to fix this.
Make
and
it
it was literally another
obvious.
Character. It was another character saying like one line different, like adding a word. Adding a word or two.
Right.
That way it made it a little bit more clear. Who was the father of this kid?
Right. Oh, there was another scene where she gets into a huge fight, which, was amazing. And at the end of it, she apologizes to him. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't in the script. And I said, I really don't think you should be apologizing because I feel like it's taking away your power. You have nothing to apologize for. And she said, well, let me counter. I'm apologizing that we are still in this place where we will tear into each other that way.
Right.
And that I don't want to be that person anymore.
Right.
I'm being the bigger person here.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then the next time she did it, it felt like she wasn't just, removing, her power by apologizing, but instead she was gaining power.
Well, and I think, the director is like the first audience.
That's true.
And sometimes if you're acting in a scene, you may not understand what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And as a director to be able to communicate with someone who's very open to hearing like, how's this coming off?
Right.
And who can, like, you can say, hey, this is how it's coming off. And they're just like, oh, got it.
There was also a thing with DJ Qualls, where we had written sort of like they had a past. It was an ambiguous past, but like they had grown up together or something like that.
Mm-hmm. They knew each other.
Yeah, but she really built into that, where they had a real affection for each other.
Yeah,
a real friendship. No, I wasn't expecting that either.
Right.
That there was a genuine friendship, and that when they hurt each other, they really felt it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was cool.
It was.
and the relationships, like when they actually became people, like the relationships took on a different feeling. Right. At times than I expected.
And that was
all robots.
And that was Morningstar.
Right. No.
That was Morningstar.
Yeah. Just really, really bringing like everything she had to this role. It's incredible. If people don't cast her in everything, they're stupid.
I agree 100%.
I was like woken up in the middle of the night last night by a commercial for Charmin toilet paper. They've got this new technology New toilet
New
technology.
toilet paper technology. Okay.
And it's
We can't cure
wavy.
cancer.
No.
But yeah.
It's wavy
Mm-hmm.
instead of straight.
It's wavy.
The tears.
The tear is
the little
wavy.
embossed hairs are wavy now.
Instead of straight. Okay. And what does that do?
And this is called smooth tear technology.
Smooth tear.
Yeah, because God forbid that you tear your toilet paper off and some of the sheet be hanging there.
I do not want a smooth tear in my ass. I do not.
Some OCD person was like, this has to be fixed. But it struck me as like, okay, Charmin, I looked it up, has been around since 1857. In 168 years.
Right. 168 years.
We've torn it straight across.
Yes.
If that bothered you that some was left, you just tore that off.
True.
But in 168 years of straight tear toilet paper, now we've decided this is a problem that must be addressed.
I mean, does it work? Is there any difference?
I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't buy that stuff.
Yeah. You know that you've made it financially when you have really good toilet paper.
No, one of the ways you know that you've made it financially is like when you actually have more somewhere. Like there's a roll of toilet paper.
Right.
And it's decent toilet paper, but there's like 12 other rolls somewhere.
Another way you can tell that you're financially made it if all your towels match.
Oh, we have like 30 different towels.
I know. So many towels.
Because they're all given to me. I never buy them.
Yeah, that's true.
But
does that mean that rich people throw away their old towels when they buy new towels?
I think that people do. I feel like I'm a bad steward of things because I like use them and abuse them and have to get rid of them. But I think some people just throw things away faster and they rotate in new things.
That's interesting.
And I'm just like, wear it out, and work on it hard. I'm like, my towels go in the trash beat up.
See, for me, my vice is clothes. We had my birthday this week.
Yeah, and we did a little thrift store tour.
Well, a thrift store tour. Like usually we'll do like a food tour and we'll like go from like try this and try this and try this and try this in New York City. This time we did a thrift store tour and man, we got some great stuff. There were these leather jackets. They were Wilson's. We're not sure if Wilson's still exists.
Wilson's went out of business.
Tracy thinks it went out of business. I believe that it still does exist.
Alexa, is Wilson's Leather still in existence?
The owner of Wilson's Leather, G3 Apparel Group, Limited has decided to close all of the 110 Wilson stores.
That doesn't mean you're right. They have decided to close all 110 stores.
Okay, well, they're on the way out.
They're on the way out. That would be accurate. If they're not out. Yes, that would be accurate.
You don't know what year that was.
Yes.
They were the kind of jacket that you really love.
Yeah, the kind of like a motorcycle jacket, but not like
a racing
motorcycle jacket. It's a racing jacket.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah. And they were they were 100 apiece.
Well, I found them in this amazing store on this amazing aisle that you skipped.
Yes.
And I came over with amazing stuff. And you were like, where the hell did you find all this stuff?
Yeah.
Well, you tried it on and it was like, that was made for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was the exact size that you needed.
Yeah, they were perfect.
And we were like, oh, it's $100. I mean, $100 at a thrift store is a lot.
It's a lot. And it's like, are you going to, I mean,
but
here's the
thing.
Here's the thing about a jacket.
Color?
A jacket will last you.
Oh, it was worth
forever.
It was worth it. But we were like, okay, well, what color is the tag? And we were like, okay, well, yellow's on sale today, blue's on sale, green's on sale, 75% off.
75% off.
So you got the jacket for $25.
I got both jackets.
We went back. Oh. You were like, show me this aisle. Where is this shit coming from? We went back to the aisle and I found another jacket.
Found another one.
Just like it. Same size.
Same thing.
Same Wilson's leather.
Right.
But it had like a gray stripe down the side.
Right.
And it was also a green tag, 75% off.
Boom.
So we got 2 leather jackets for $50.
2 amazing leather jackets for $50.
Yeah.
So that was one store. Then we went to another store and found some just great pants. They were $32. And I'm like, I'm not 32 anymore, guys.
Anthropology,
which is like a very expensive brand of jean. And they were 32s, but Tracy was like, try these on.
They seemed really stretchy.
They did. They seemed kind of stretchy and yeah.
And they worked.
And they fit. And
they fit perfectly.
Amazing.
They're great.
Yeah. And they were like, I think $10 or $12 or something like that.
No, and you got a leather vest for $2.50.
Yeah, for $2.50. Yes. And
no, it was great.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell people the names of these places because I don't want them to
and
go.
And then we went to one more.
I was like, well, there's one more if you want to try
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
It was like a little hole in a wall.
You went through a convenience store.
Yeah.
And in the back.
The front of a convenience store.
In the back, like through like you're going to a speakeasy in the 1920s.
Yeah.
There was a thrift store. But there were no prices on anything. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, how much? Shirts are $5. Jeans are $5. Jackets are $10. So I was like, oh my God, they don't know.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. So you can find things that are incredibly expensive.
Yeah, for $5.
And right. And sure, most of it is just junk, but I got a True Religion jeans for $5.
Yeah. Oh, this just gets on my nerves whenever people are like, oh, struggle food recipes, right? Which sometimes are like things that you had when you were a kid.
Right.
Like you remember like the
bologna parmesan.
No. That's what your family did. The can of mushroom soup with a can of tuna with a with a bag of noodles.
Yeah, of course.
That struggle meal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
yeah. Chip beef on toast. You take biscuits and you take budded meat and some like gravy, and then you know. What does that look in your face?
Your family's struggle meals are like people who had no idea what cooking was.
No, my family was poor.
Oh God.
Okay.
No, I don't know if there was anyone poorer than your family.
Oh, my family was po.
The struggle meals on TikTok and things are funny to me when it's like, okay, come with me to make a struggle meal, and immediately they put 2 pounds of ground beef in something. And I'm like, bitch.
That's $30 right there.
Bitch, you ain't using ground beef no more.
Ground beef? Oh my God.
You're like fucking using ground turkey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like
a roll of ground turkey.
Yeah, that's like on Rachel Ray. And she's like, okay, here are 4 different kinds of cheeses, a pound each that go in here. I'm like, bitch, that's $50 right there.
I think we're an ingredients household. I make a lot of things.
Yes.
I make bread.
Today,
I make things.
Today you're making some pizza dough.
Yeah, I'm making pizza.
Yeah, because we're gonna make pizzas.
I've made cheeses. I've made,
right.
I mean,
you're always like
stuff.
You're always like, I'm going to start making my own meat.
No, sandwich meat. I will be making my own sandwich.
You will not be making your own sandwich meat.
I think it's important to pick up skills like that because in the current climate, we all know the apocalypse is coming. And in the apocalypse, you're going to be sitting there thinking, it would be so yummy if I had like a hero sandwich.
It's a self-made apocalypse is what it is.
Well, so you're going to be sitting there going, oh, remember back in the day whenever we had like sandwich meat sandwiches with like a cheese single on it. And I'm going to be like, hold my beer. I'm going to make you some fucking sandwich meat, babe. Oh, we started a show, Paradise.
Paradise, yes. Starring Sterling K. Brown and that lady.
That lady with all the freckles?
With all the freckles, who I love her. What's amazing about this show is that it really nails the whole oligarchy thing.
Yeah, the billionaires.
Owning presidents.
Yeah.
Because the show is about the assassination of the president. That's what starts the show. And I'm not going to give it away. You got to watch the first episode. But there's that mystery that's trying to be solved. And the other mystery is sort of like what has happened before all of this.
Right.
Not associated
How do
with
we
the
end up
assassination.
here? Right.
And it is a really, really good show. It is in the realm of sci-fi, but it's also I don't even know necessarily what genre it's going to end up being, but it's definitely a thriller. And I love Sterling K. Brown. He's awesome. He's the one that plays the Secret Service agent.
Lead Secret Service.
Yeah,
guy.
I can't think. I mean, he feels like he's been in a lot of stuff, but I can't think of anything.
Well, that's the thing. The level of actors they have right now in that show, it's like you've seen them all.
Well, the president is James Marsden.
Right.
Right.
But it's like he's still kind of medium level.
Yeah, but James Marsden, he's got such a sleaze factor. That is so wonderful.
He can, yeah.
He does. Do you remember that reality show where it was the jury that he was on?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I loved that.
That was so good.
That was such a good show. I'd love to rewatch that.
Yeah,
What was that? It was like
I forget the name.
Joe.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of the show. But it was like everybody on the show knew that
was an actor, and
except
they
for
were
one
at
other
trial,
person. Right.
But this one guy didn't know.
Right.
And
it was like the foreman or something, I think is what it was, because he was the foreman of the jury. But James Marsden.
But James Marsden was James Marsden.
Yeah, in that. And in this, but he was kind of playing an asshole version of James
himself,
Marsden.
Yeah.
And I kind of been getting the same vibe of him as the president in this. You know?
Yeah. Oh, did you see all my new sparkles?
They're lovely.
Aren't they pretty?
It's too bad the sun is not out.
Because it makes
it's like a disco ball.
Yeah, it
sparkles. Yes. And I have a little bit here.
You just have the leftover.
Yeah, I have like the cock ring of sparkles right here.
We're still working on the re-edit of a script.
Yes.
Getting that prepped and ready.
Sometimes you hit a scene and it doesn't come right away. It just is the idea.
Well, a lot of times what I asked you was why does this scene exist?
Right.
What is it trying to do?
Right.
We're here, we need to go there.
Right.
What does this scene need to be?
Right.
And it just didn't make any sense. Like change the setting, change this or that, change the dialogue was the first thing that we started working on.
Mm-hmm.
And changing the dialogue wasn't helping things. It was pointing out the problem more and more, which was like, what space is this scene supposed to exist in?
Mm-hmm.
What's a good way to get where we need to go and not do it like this?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back to it and try to figure it out. It's like a Rubik's Cube. You got to get the side. You got to do one side at a time.
I never figured out a Rubik's Cube. I couldn't do it. I have no idea how to do it. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why people do it. I don't know. Because come to find out, it's just a series of moves you have to memorize.
So next time we do the show, we will have been in Belgium and Antwerp and Paris.
And Amsterdam.
And all of that. And maybe we will have dipped into the Quiz with Balls waters. And if you want
you better win some money.
Oh, I can't guarantee we're going to win.
I really want you to win some money on this game show.
I can't guarantee we're going to win money on this game show.
I was like, this is the weirdest thing. Like, whenever you tell people, yeah, my family's going to be on a game show, so we're going to Belgium. It's like, what?
Right. Yes.
Who lives that way?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It doesn't seem to make sense. And
yeah, good job finding it.
I appreciate it.
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Thanks for listening to Married to Movies. Jon and Tracy will meet you for breakfast tomorrow.